It's that time of year again where I make a list about really cool stuff. You watch that video and then you send it to your wife to not so subtly tell her what you want for Christmas. So let's not waste time. This is a truck EDC gift guide, and let's do the damn thing. All right, so we're gonna break this up into like a couple of different categories. And the first one is emergency. Prior to a couple of months ago, I didn't have a fire extinguisher in my vehicles, and having a lot of electronics and wiring and all this other stuff, I just feel like it's probably best to have a fire extinguisher. They're not that expensive. They're very affordable. $20 for this kid. There are also some that are about 30 bucks. Still very affordable when you consider what would happen if you did not put out the fire in your vehicle. And if you do a lot of modifications to your vehicle, not a bad idea to have one of these around, or just to have one in general. And the only other thing is like how to store this, and that's kind of going to be a case by case. There are many options. In my Bison, I have a Molly panel on the back of the seat where this just mounts into it, and in this truck, it goes right here under the bed cover. Some people said that that's a bad location for it in my truck. Maybe. I can still get to it in maybe about 20-30 seconds. Every second matters, I guess, when you're in an emergency, but it's the best place I found to put it for now. But anyway, it's better to have one than not. And the other, this thing has saved me twice in the last month. This is the Zeus Air, and it's the same one that I mentioned last year. So this is a jump box with an air compressor. So it's helped me twice in the last month. Once I jumped in my truck, battery was dead, pulled this out, and I was back on the road in no time. And then also I hopped in my truck after camping. I somehow at some point picked up a screw in my tire. I had a flat, I pumped it up and got it plugged. So this thing has come in handy. There are actually now quite a few jump boxes that also have air compressors built in. That's kind of a newer thing. Most of the time prior you would need an air compressor or a jump box. I really like having the combo in here. It does have an emergency light on it. It also has the ability to charge your phone. So it has 4 different uses in one. Although these are not cheap. They're 250 bucks for this one. There's one from NOCO. I think it's about $300. This is not a cheap gift, but just a jump box alone or an air compressor is a really, really awesome gift idea, but I really love the combo. The next segment is tools. My truck is full of tools. I have plenty of really cool ones to share with you. First up, we have a work light, and it doesn't have to be this work light, but this one is pretty cool for what it's worth. This one comes from Klein Tools, and it is their mod box light. They call it that because it clips to the side of their mod boxes. That's pretty freaking sweet, but you don't have to get this one. These are, I believe, about 100 bucks. And they got a lot of features. You've got 2 different light modes. It is magnetic, and it has a hook on the bottom. It's very, very versatile. I always recommend having a flashlight in your truck, but a work light can save your ass because flashlights, you're always gonna hold it or have to like maneuver it around. This is designed to be used in a bunch of different awkward ways, especially with the magnet and the hook. But it's just really neat because this thing does just clip to their mod boxes. So if you use them, you can clip it here, and that can be your stand for however you're working with this thing. Extremely versatile. It's very bright. USB-C recharging. I like this thing a lot. You do not have to buy that one. I got this light, the Infinity X1. I don't know anything about that brand, but I got this at Costco a while back, and it was, I believe, like 35 bucks or on sale for less than that, I think. This thing is crazy bright. I believe the 3000 stands for 3000 lumens. You can choose between your color too. You have Kelvin selectors. Apparently there's also SOS mode. I really like that you can make it a warm white or a white light or a blend, but it is very, very bright, and USB-C recharging as well, magnet, and a hook, if I can get the hook out of there. But this has one thing on it that the Klein doesn't. It has a 1/4-20 on the bottom too. So if you have tripods, you can put this on a tripod. Very, very neat. And then there's a 3-pack, same brand. This one has a carabiner and it comes with a 3-pack, also USB-C recharging. So I don't mean that you have to get this mod box light. It's cool, but there are also a lot of really cool options out there. The main point is a work light for the truck. The next item is something I keep in all my trucks. In my backpack, I keep them around the office. I use them all the time, and you're probably tired of hearing about it by now, but this is the guided field sharpener by worksharp. And worksharp, of course, is a channel sponsor. I want to take a moment to thank them. Here is your reminder to use your shit and sharpen your knives. Go check them out for all your sharpening needs, but they also have a knife called the RMX. It's pretty sweet too. Go check out worksharp. There's a link in the description down below. I also want to take a moment to thank Big Idea Design. They've been supporting what we do here for a very long time. Not only are they great people, they make really cool stuff. Knives, pins, watches, all sorts of stuff. And they have this fixed blade, which we'll actually talk about in just a little bit. This is the Signal. It's made in the US. It's very cool. Go check it out. And there's a link in the description down below where you can get 10% off your purchase if you use coupon code BDEDC at checkout. I also want to thank Blade Binge. They are a secondary marketplace where you can buy, sell, and trade all sorts of EDC goods. There's a lot of knives, but there's also some other stuff. So you can go there and shop for gifts for the holidays, or if you need to make a little more scratch right before the holidays to afford some gifts, you can go sell off all your old knives that you don't carry anymore over on Blade Binge. There's a link in the description down below. Go check them out. They also have a shop. It's called Blade Binge Shop. They do collaborations with all sorts of brands. They have a dark mode series of knives, which are really cool. Go check them out. It's all linked down below. So the guided field sharpener. This is a portable tool. I keep one in the truck and you can sharpen your knives very, very quickly. So you have a 20-degree guide, a coarse stone, a fine stone, then you have a ceramic rod, and on the other side, a strop. You can sharpen all sorts of stuff with this thing. I've sharpened pocket knives all the way up to axes with it. It's a really versatile tool and it packs away very nicely. And they're only 35 bucks, so it's a very affordable thing. That's why I have them all over the place. Back in the cab of the truck, I always recommend, I just said this, I always recommend carrying a flashlight in your truck. I have recently had this one in my truck, the SK05 Pro from Loop Gear. This is not typically what I would keep in my truck, but I have fallen in love with this light because it's functional. It's very, very straightforward. And there's a main feature that I really like about this and the one I recommended last year, which was the Phoenix PD36R Pro. Both of these flashlights have USB-C recharging, so it's easy to keep the flashlight topped up in the truck. But on top of that, they also have replaceable batteries. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. A lot of people have said over the years, oh, I don't like a flashlight that I can't take the battery out of. Well, this one does both. USB-C recharging that doesn't have it inside the battery, because a lot of flashlights have that. I don't like that. So this one has both. And so does the PD36R Pro. You've got your port right here and your battery can come out. So you can have spare batteries and also keep it topped up in the truck. So best of both worlds. There are a lot of other flashlights that probably do this, but these are the two that I've come across that I really, really like. They're big, they're powerful, they're bright, and this one, which this one doesn't have, the SK05 has a magnetic tail. So you can kind of use this as a double duty, maybe a work light. Instead of getting that, you can have, you know, a really nice flashlight that has a lot more uses than just a work light. I got this flashlight in the mail and I saw it and I tossed it aside because I thought that it was just gonna be gimmicky junk. It's really quite nice. One little feature about this that we can talk about quickly is it has this little side light that you can choose the brightness on. You can use it kind of like a reading light. It lasts forever, but you could have just magnetic, mounted up, little dim light. It's just got a lot of functions that make a lot of sense. So that's the SK05 Pro from Loop Gear. The next item is a truck knife. I don't think I can make a truck EDC gift guide and not recommend a truck knife. The one I keep in my truck, I can hear all the comments now, why are you telling us about this super expensive knife? Yes, the knife I keep in my truck is a very expensive knife. I have nothing else to say about that. It's a very expensive knife. It's a very cool knife. I love this knife. It's one of my favorite knives of all time, so I keep it in my truck. This is the UG Tools Tiny Drop Point and Magna Cut. They are $450. They are not cheap. I get that. It's also really badass. It's a great knife, but I'm not telling you this because you need to buy this knife for your truck. I'm just saying a knife that you can keep in your truck, a nice big working fixed blade is all I'm really saying. So we have something like the LT5. This is actually the one that stays in my camping rig. I love this knife and I've beat the crap out of it. It's awesome. It's about 225 bucks. I just got this one at Georgia Bushcraft. This is the Hellbender Mud Pup, I believe. Like 285. I don't think these are quite out yet, but they're coming soon. We have a Genesis. This is like quintessential bushcraft knife. LT Wright Genesis, I believe, again, probably about the same price, 280-ish, maybe 225 on different blade steel versions. And here's the point. All you really need is something like this. This is a Mora knife. I think this is a $50 one, but you can get a Mora knife, a companion, for 10 bucks. Shipped on Amazon. That's all you need for your truck. The point is a fixed blade for your truck. You don't have to get a super nice one, but you can. But this is really all you need for most things. And then here, from our channel sponsor, Big Eye, this is from what they have, what I would consider a truck knife. This is the Signal from Big Eye. It's awesome. So you don't need a super expensive knife, but get your man, I know this is you, I'm talking to you now, wives, get your man a truck knife. You don't need a nice, big, fancy fixed blade. You could give a statement to whoever you're gifting by getting them a very nice fixed blade for their truck, but all it would really take at the end of the day is something like a Mora knife that's totally fine too. There's also Swiss Tech. They make some great fixed blades. They're available at Walmart and they're about 50 bucks. So there's plenty. There is no shortage of great fixed blade options. Just get a nice big one for the truck. So the next item is a folding saw. This probably doesn't apply to everybody, but you come across a down tree or something, having something like this in your truck is really handy. I've not needed a saw a ton, but the times that I've needed one and had one, I've been extremely thankful. The one I've normally kept in my truck for years is the Baco. This saw is fine, it's gotten the job done, but this is a scenario where it's kind of opposite from the fixed blade. If you spend a little bit more money, you get a much better product. So this is a silky saw gomboy. This is the Baco. You can already see that the size is a factor at play, but the saw blade, just look at the teeth by comparison. The saw blade on the Silky is by far way better. And if you want to go even further, this is the Gomboy, but there's also the Big Boy, and it's probably another 8 inches longer, something like that. It's a really great saw. It's the one I take backpacking. I keep this smaller one in my truck that I daily drive because I don't really need one all that often. I keep the bigger saw in my camping rig for obvious reasons, but these Silky saws are great. There's a reason that people take these on alone because they are freaking awesome. But 30 bucks, you can get the Baco. This will set you back about 70. If you want something like the Big Boy, that one's like 85. So it's not much more expensive than this one, but a big jump up in utility. This is also another reason I like having the Gomboy. It came with this plastic case. My Big Boy did not. I just like having it in this little protective case. All right, and the last tool, we're gonna call this a tool, is a good set of ratchet straps. I have these Diamondback ratchet straps, which are really great. And the reason I like them is the spring gate. So this doesn't work for everyone because it doesn't fit on all the cleats or tie down points on your truck. But for me, with this Diamondback cover, this clips to the cleat and locks in. So if I'm trying to tie something down and I have to walk over there, the hook doesn't just slip off the cleat, which is one of the most annoying things about ratchet straps. When they have a spring gate, they lock in and you can tie it down by yourself much, much easier. You don't have to get the Diamondback ones. I thought that was kind of a feature unique to Diamondback. It's not. Those are a lot more common now. I didn't know that until after I got these. So the point is just a good set of ratchet straps. But if I know anything about men and you guys out there, it doesn't really matter. Even these cheap little bungees from Harbor Freight are awesome. If I got nothing but these in my stocking for Christmas, I would be happy. Why? I don't know. But ratchet straps, bungee cords, tie downs, they just make me happy, man. I don't know. I don't know why, but they do. Anyway, these straps are awesome, but the point is a set of ratchet straps with a spring gate, that's the icing on the cake. The next segment is organization, because every truck needs better organization. And this right here is a bucket bag from P&W Bushcraft. We sell these at Carry Commission and I have them all over the place. I use them for all sorts of different things. This one, I keep my ratchet straps in it. We were just talking about that. This is how I keep them organized. I keep them in a bucket bag. I also have this one right here. This one, I have tackle in. It's not the best tackle bag in the world, but it is really handy because I can just grab this and go. Quite a few different sizes available. The uses for them are basically endless, but I really like having something like this to keep all the ratchet straps in, keeps them in one place, keeps them neat and organized, and they're not everywhere, like always. You know what I'm talking about. The next item is this Primo Works universal armrest. And I will say that I don't think this is as necessary in the F-150 as it is my Bison. In the Bison, this thing is a game changer, and here it's better than just propping your arm up here, but it's an armrest. You're meant to just put your arm on here while you're driving. It extends this out further, it adds a pad to it, and some organization. I wouldn't recommend putting like an expensive tool right here at the window. Not a great idea, but you can put other stuff here. Something that I would do in the Bison with this is keep my registration, insurance card, and everything in here, keep it neat and tidy, but you can put your phone. Phone fits in here just fine. I don't know why that wasn't going in there. Phone fits. I keep my little fob for the office in here, but it's just a couple of pockets and a really nice armrest, and it is universal. They call it the universal armrest because it fits any door. It just slides on and you bend it to shape. So you bend it in to give it a little more tension so it holds its place and it stays there. I've not had it move out of the way or fall off or anything. These are really cool, and I quite like it. I was very skeptical of it at first, but after I did a road trip in the Bison with this thing on the door, I was sold. Very, very nice. The next item is this right here. This is the Blue Ridge Overland Gear Molly Visor Organizer. It has molly webbing on the front here, so you can put stuff in here. I have markers and pens. I have a flashlight, and I actually throw my sunglasses up there. A zip pocket. In my zip pocket, this is why I said in the other truck, because I have registration and a little field notes. Those stay right there. Very easy, way easier to get to than in the dash. And then on this side, you have hook and loop. So obviously I've decked it out with a bunch of patches, but a really nice little organizing tool. This one is gonna go in the other truck. Fairly affordable, like 35 bucks, and I think they're on sale right now. So go check out Blue Ridge Overland Gear for a Molly Visor Organizer. The last segment, I'm just gonna call it chill. I don't know, you'll see what I mean. But this item right here seems so silly, but it's freaking awesome. So this is called an AutoCast Mini, but this is a wireless CarPlay adapter. So if you don't have wireless CarPlay in your car already, you can get this and it will make it wireless, which is so handy. Every car that I've had, like the gear after the model I bought, came with wireless CarPlay. So if you don't have it, you can get it with this. The only complaint that I have with these little adapters is that there is a Bluetooth delay. It's very, very slight with these. I had the older AutoCast, the original, I guess, and the delay was like 5 or 6 seconds. It was very annoying, but the delay on this one is maybe a second. It's not that bad, but it is a little bit of a delay. But you just plug it in, connect your phone to it, and you have wireless CarPlay. It's super awesome, and they're like 45 bucks. I think I got mine on sale, but they're $50-ish. I'm gonna catch some flack for this one because this is not a cheap product. I have the Turtlebox Ranger here. It's a new speaker from Turtlebox. It's awesome. I got this because it does work with my other Turtlebox speakers, and my favorite thing about this, magnets. So while everything on this truck is aluminum, I can show you that it'll stick here. You can play your tunes, you can mount it up anywhere. That's really, really nice. It's waterproof, and I like what Turtlebox does. They do not make cheap products, they make great products. But again, the point is not this speaker in particular. It's just a nice Bluetooth speaker for the truck. Having one around is really nice. The next item is really kind of a twofer. It's something to sit on, so it doesn't necessarily have to be one of these, but I really like the versatility of this. This is the multi-purpose sit pad from Tough Possum Gear. I've used this for many things other than just sitting on. You can use it to fan a flame if you're at a campfire. You can use this for a lot. But having this, I really like it because it just sits in the back of the seat. It just, what is that? It just goes right there and stays right there. But you've always got a pad to sit on. So if you go to bleachers or some place where the seating is uncomfortable, you can just throw this down. It's a lot more comfortable, but it has a lot of functions. You can check out their website to see some of the suggested uses for it, but sit pads are awesome. But this thing, I've actually put this in a gift guide before, and some people gave me flack because it's, again, not cheap. There's a lot of not cheap stuff in this list, I'm sorry, but there are cheap alternatives. The reason this one's not cheap is because it's designed for backpacking, so it's very small. It goes in a bottle pocket on a bag, and it's very, very lightweight. It's sub 1 pound, 14.7 ounces. This is the Hillsound BTR, and it's a really great stool. Folds up into a bottle pocket size, and it's very comfy. Like, believe me or not, it is comfortable. I've taken this thing deep into the woods. It's great. If you like the idea of this and you don't want to spend the $70 to $90 for one of these stools, they sell little trifold stools just like this at Bass Pro for like 15 bucks. Academy has their own. There are a bunch of different versions of stools like this that are just 3 legs that spread out all over the place for affordable prices. I like this one because it's one tool. I use it in my truck. I take it backpacking, super lightweight, fits in a bottle pocket. Do what you want with that, but a stool in the truck, it's really nice. Because the next item. So I talked about this in my last video, which was Georgia Bushcraft, stuff I got from Georgia Bushcraft. I actually had one of these a while back. This is the Go Real Pro from Crystal Creek Gear. This is their aluminum pro version, but they also have a much more affordable kit that is injection molded. And inside it, you've got a hand reel as well as tackle. So you can have hooks, all sorts of little baits and lures, and it all packs away into one neat little package. These are sold as a kit. That's why it's called the kit. I think they are about $45, and it packs away into that. You have a full fishing kit right here that you can throw in your truck. They're really awesome. The Go Real Pro is just this aluminum hand reel. So it is meant to be a more premium item for people who really like fishing with it. I do. I said in my video that this is actually my preferred way to fish. No one believed me. I have a video that I'm doing with the guys at Crystal Creek talking about this kit right here that stays in my truck. So if you want to see that, stay tuned. I have to go back and finish because we kind of got skunked. Like I caught a brown, like a wild brown trout, but I really want to land like a big fish for this video. But if you want to see about this whole kit, watch that video. I'll link everything that's in the kit down below if you would like to buy one like this. I mean, it's kind of ragtag. I put it together with Altoids tins with stuff that I 3D printed, like the inserts. But if you want to see all about that, there is a video that I will be making very, very soon about this kit. If you want a simple kit, you can buy one pre-made from Crystal Creek, well, or Carry Commission. That's the list. There are 15 gift ideas for the truck guy in your life. I've given you the list. It's now up to you. Whoever sent you this video, buy them something from this list or everything. I can't tell you what to do. I could just give you the ideas. So I have done that. My job is done. Merry Christmas. Have fun. Happy shopping. Everything you need is linked down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. And until then, carry on. All sorts of EDC good. It's mostly not good. I've done everything from axes to pocket knives. You weren't supposed to film that.
I parked in a hole, okay? I parked in a hole. My tailgate's not normally this high.
This thing is crazy bright. Also USB receiver. Where's all the planes now? Where are the planes now? Yeah, they're gone. They're gone.